It is early in the morning. The grass is still wet with dew at the Fairfield County Hunt Club in Westport, Connecticut. But the field, that is usually reserved for equestrian activities, for 2 days will host some of the most beautiful and rare motor vehicles in the world at the 5th Annual Fairfield County Concous d'Elegance. Here to tell us about it, we have Chairman Bill Scheffler and Director of Operations John Shuck.
We invite all participants, all people who are exhibiting, and senior sponsors to go on a tour that's mapped out by one of our advisory committee members named Rich Taylor. He and his wife run a company called Vintage Rallies, and for 16 years they've been conducting 1,000-mile, 4-day rallies throughout New England. So they really know how to find really cool roads to drive on. They drive it, they map it, they give us the route. We have a lunch at the Hunt Club, and off we go. There's a mid-route, so this year we went up to Danbury. We stopped at the shop of, it's called Highcroft Racing. One of our exhibitors was kind enough to open an exquisite
another race shop
to our tour guests. Toured there and then drove back down and met at Hallbrook Behavioral Services, which is one of our beneficiaries, and they have this great facility on a huge lawn, and we parked there and had cocktails. It's purely an opportunity for people to drive their cars. We're an interactive show, and the best way to interact with a car is to drive it. One of our best in show cars, turned out that on Sunday run best in show, is a 1938 Tatra, which is a Czechoslovakian car, which came from Toronto to join us at the show, and he drove the tour. And it's just, it's one of one in the world. This guy's driving through the woods of Connecticut. It's just, it's a marvelous experience. It was great.
We also factored into the judging the next day.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely. If there's some uncertainty about which car should win one of the awards the next day, if they went on the tour, that'll tip the scale.
You can't even
Well, we try to do our check-in really different. We have the cars come in, get their packets and whatever, but we move them onto the field really, really quick. A lot of other shows, you got to wait in line, all that kind of stuff. Every car, we know where every car goes on the field the day before. So it's going to a specific spot. And it's we move them to the spot really quickly, and the participants really like it.
We have fun with it. We have fun with vehicle check-in. It's early in the morning. Your feet are soaked because you forgot to bring your rubber shoes. And people are excited. They want to come. They want to put the car on the field. They want to go get some coffee. It's a really upbeat. It's cool. It's a great feeling. If the check-in goes well, the day's going to go well. It really works well.
Now, we've tried to celebrate different things at our event. This year we celebrated 60 years of racing at Watkins Glen. Last year we celebrated racing at Lime Rock. And what we did is gathered significant cars that had raced at Watkins Glen at some point during their career. We created a kind of a mock pit road. We had hay bales, period signage from the event. We had a starters tower and flags, and we tried to create just kind of an ambiance of what Watkins Glen was like in the early 50s. We had the car that Mr. Cunningham raced there, the Boo Merc, that was graciously donated by the Collier Collection in Florida. We had several racing Porsches there, Listers, Jaguars, and it was really, really a unique event. A lot of fun. We had created a special class this year for Ferrari cars. We'd always had Ferraris in the event before, but we created a special area for them and tried to cover the spectrum of Ferraris from the earliest up to some of the latest cars. We had a 1950 Ferrari 166 there. We had a special Ferrari that was custom made by Pininfarina for an owner in New York City. And we had two California Spiders that were there. These are $6–7 million cars. And we had, I think, 15, 16 Ferraris, all from a broad spectrum from 1950 up to 2007.
The point of that is really that when people think Italian sports cars, the first thing they really think about is Ferrari. And we wanted to celebrate that this year. And we were very fortunate. We got extraordinary vehicles representing almost every era of Ferrari's history. It was a superb exhibit. Very hard to beat next year. We'll have to work very hard to do that.
We were fortunate enough to get Ralph Lauren's Testarossa. Ralph Lauren had an exhibit at the Boston Museum of Fine Arts. This car was just fresh from that exhibit. It was driven off the trailer, driven on the field, and in fact, the gentleman who was taking care of the car was even giving little kids rides late in the afternoon. It was really something to see. Just a really great car, and I'm glad they brought it down.
We have been celebrating over the last couple of years other Concours. Last year we celebrated the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, and we had prior winners and participants from Pebble Beach join us. This year we celebrated the Amelia Island Concours d'Elegance. We are a Concours.
No one else celebrates another event.
We're celebrating other events because we think that we can all learn, and we think we're all in this together.
Sure.
And interestingly, Porsche Cars North America appears to feel the same way. They're the presenting sponsor of Pebble Beach, of Amelia Island, and of Fairfield County, and of no other shows. This year, as I said, we had Amelia Island former winners and participants. These cars, this is a special exhibit, so they are not judged. And frankly, one of the reasons we do that is because if we put them into the judging mix, they'd win all the prizes, all the awards.
Because they're really significant
extraordinary
cars.
Vehicles.
Right.
I mean, just in terms of economic value, in terms of beauty, in terms of condition, in terms of provenance, in terms of any criteria that you want to establish.
I think the owners really enjoy it too, because they get to show their cars, and there's no pressure. They get to interact with a lot of folks, and they really. Yeah.
Now the question is, we've done Pebble Beach, we've done Amelia Island. We can't do our own. So who do we do next year? I think we were talking about doing maybe one of the significant European Concours like Villa d'Este, but we'll see.